Hey guys, thanks so much for coming in for a video today. I thought I'd bring you some of my eBay sales. These are some of the latest ones from both my stores. I thought I'd start with the home run. I sold a t-shirt for $125. This was my son's shirt when he was about 8 years old. I took him to the championships that were held here in Houston, Nintendo World Championships. It was a big deal. It was fabulous. It was at the convention center. He had this shirt. He wore it till it didn't fit. His sisters wore it. The thing was totally threadbare, almost sheer. But a collector picked it up for $125. I did have it listed a little higher. I think I had it for $400, but the ones that were going for $400 were adult sizes. So I was really happy to get $125. I was a little sad about seeing it go, but all in all, it was a good deal for everyone. Now, this was a little tower, a tiny little figurine of the Tower of the Americas that sold for $12 plus free shipping on that. And that is in San Antonio, and that is a little tidbit I want to leave you with. Some of the cities that you want to start collecting, anything from Starbucks mugs to other kind of memorabilia, is San Antonio. That is one that always sells for me. I've sold Starbucks mugs from there, and I knew this would sell. This was very mid-century. This was in 1968. I actually went to the World's Fair when they had it there. I lived in San Antonio, as a matter of fact. All right, here is a Catherine Malandrino. I'm hoping I pronounced that right. I sold that little knit cap for $15, and I think that was free shipping on that. And that's very stylish. It is a French designer, and she came out with a motif a few years ago of the American flag, the U.S. American flag. That kind of put her on the map, so to speak, no pun intended. But she does have a variety of designs, and she was definitely taken note of with that design of her motif of the American flag. This is just a little cube of The Office, and I think that sold for $12 plus shipping, or $9 plus shipping, something like that. It was like $12 altogether. But I only paid about 50 cents for this, and I kind of knew it would sell because shortly before this, well, actually not shortly before, but prior to this, about a year ago, I sold an Office mug for quite a bit of money. So anytime I see The Office, I do pick it up. All right, here is a sterling silver ring that I sold for $20. And this, I believe I picked up for about $3 or $4 at a thrift store. It was a very well-made ring, actually, kind of heavy. It was the fleur-de-lis there, and I like to picture the ring at all angles. I'm very fastidious about my jewelry. I want to see the back of it. There was an Etsy seller that I questioned about the back of her rings that she makes by hand. She would not send me a picture of the back of the ring. Obviously, she's a very well-to-do seller. She's doing really well. And she does wonderful work, but I wanted to see the back of the ring, and she would not show it to me, and I think it's important, so I show it in my listings. Here's a pair of shoes I sold for $20. These are Paul Mayer. They were very Chanel-esque looking with their quilted leather, very fine leather, including patent leather as well, and they were in very good condition. I did have these listed for about $40, but I went ahead. I think I put them on sale and then took a best offer, but they were very lightweight and they weren't very heavy they weren't expensive to ship at all. So, yeah, I could have held out probably a little bit longer, but like I've said before, I don't like to hold on to the shoes for too long because I do store them in the garage. And with the change of seasons and everything, I'm really afraid that they may start wearing down in there. Anyway, here is some really high, sexy boots. These sold for booties actually. These sold for $20, and I got these for about $2. I think I got the other ones for about $6. Sorry about that, the black ones. But these I got for about $2 because I got them at a charity shop that sells their shoes for $4 and $5, and that day they were half off. I actually squeezed these into a padded flat rate. Don't judge me. They fit. They were fine. I don't know how I did it, but they got there perfectly fine. And so, yeah, that was a good deal. Got those sold. Here's a beautiful doll that sold for $30. Free shipping on this. This is a very unique doll, and that's usually the kind I pick up if I see something really unique about it. This one had the seamed stockings, so it definitely screamed to me mid-century and, 50s, 60s, so I'd pick that up. She also had removable shoes, and she had undergarments, so she is wearing a bra and some underwear. And all of that to me just added to the intrigue for the doll collector. And I used to collect dolls myself, so I always like to find things that are kind of unique in that way. And the face was just absolutely beautiful too. So of course we pictured all of that in the listing, and this just sold today, so I'm really anxious to get that shipped out. And I believe it is going to the UK. It is an international buy there. Really, really beautiful doll. So yeah, that's what usually what I'm looking for is anything unique that kind of gives it a timestamp as well is really important to me. See the little seamed and the little stockings there. I thought they were just precious. And then of course you can tell as well with the little eyebrow and everything it's supposed to you know, with the makeup and everything. Okay, here is a planner that I actually received as a gift at work. They gave them to us at work. It was a very nice, kind of like a happy planner look. It's called the Day Designer, and I could tell it was extremely expensive. I'm sure over $50. But I had no use for it. I like Covey, and that's what I've been using. And this one starts it's academic, so it'll go all through January and then all the way through June. So someone picked it up. So that sold for $41, free shipping. So that shipped for about $8. Yeah, that was a heavy box, but with the discounted shipping, it was only about $8 to ship it out. Here's a lot of magazines that I sold for $12. I believe I had them for $19, but I took a best offer. These are vintage stereo review magazines. I picked them up for about $1.25 a piece, and I as I said, lotted them up and sold them for, had them listed for $19, but took that $12 offer. Very interesting magazines. One of them was actually a 1976 issue, the one with the red vinyl on it, and so it was a bicentennial special edition. And of course people really like to research the old amplifiers and all of the old stereo equipment that is so popular right now, and people are actually selling it. So if you're able to research it directly from a vintage magazine, it's a win-win. All right, guys, thank you again for joining me for this sales video. Please come back for my Amazon sales, my Poshmark sales, a ride along, and several other videos that I have planned. I appreciate it. Bye-bye.